You probably noticed it before. In most hotels, the elevator buttons skip from 12 to 14. The number 13 just doesn't exist. People say it's bad luck, that guests don't want to stay there. But what if a hotel didn't believe in superstition? What if it kept its 13th floor and never told anyone what happened there? This is the story of the Holloway Grand Hotel, a century-old building known for its luxury suites, velvet hallways, and the floor they now pretend never existed. In December of last year, a man named Ethan Cole, a 33-year-old business consultant from Chicago, checked in for one night. He thought he was getting a discount room, but the receptionist knew better, because room 1309 had been sealed for 20 years. It was 11:47 p.m. when Ethan arrived. The snow outside fell like ash, and the bell above the hotel door jingled weakly. Inside, the lobby was elegant but quiet, too quiet for a Friday night. The old receptionist looked up from the desk. His eyes were tired. "Receptionist. Checking in, sir?" "Ethan, yeah. One night." "Ethan Cole." The man typed slowly on his dusty keyboard, then frowned. "Receptionist. Room 1309. His fingers trembled as he handed Ethan the key. "Receptionist, quietly, if anything feels strange tonight, don't answer the phone." Ethan forced a smirk. "Ethan, you guys really lean into the ghost stories, huh?" The old man didn't smile. When Ethan turned toward the elevator, he noticed a strange thing. The numbers on the elevator panel went 1, 2, 3, all the way to 15. The 13th floor button was there, bright and polished, like it had been replaced recently. He pressed it. The doors closed with a clang. The elevator began to hum, rising slowly. Ding. 10. Ding. 11. Ding. 12. Then, just as the lights flickered, ding. 13. The doors opened to a hallway, wrapped in darkness. The air was colder up there, heavy like it hadn't moved in decades. The hallway carpet was damp, and the wallpaper hung in shreds, yellowed by time. A faint hum echoed from somewhere down the corridor, not from lights, but something deeper, like a pulse beneath the walls. Ethan stepped out, dragging his suitcase behind him. The doors closed behind him with a thud, and the elevator button panel went dark. Ethan, muttering, "Old building. Probably some electrical issue." As he walked down the corridor, his footsteps echoed. But each echo sounded delayed, like something was walking behind him. Room 1309's number plate was rusted. The key struggled to turn, and when it finally clicked, the door creaked open with a long, dry groan. Inside, the room looked perfect. The bed was neatly made, curtains drawn tight, and a tray of stale mint sat on the desk. Ethan placed his bag on the chair, checked the window, and froze. The glass was covered from the outside with what looked like handprints. Dozens of them, small and smudged with what looked like ash. He laughed nervously. "Ethan, someone's idea of a prank." Then the phone rang. It was one of those old rotary phones, yellowed, with a crack on the receiver. Ethan hesitated, then answered. "Ethan, front desk?" Silence. Then a faint female whisper. "Voice, you came back." His breath caught. "Ethan, what? Who is this?" The line crackled. Then the voice came again, closer, louder. "Voice, you said you'd never leave me on this floor." Ethan slammed the receiver down. The phone immediately rang again. He unplugged it, but the sound didn't stop. The dial kept spinning on its own, the bell ringing from somewhere inside the wall. Then, through the vent above the desk, he heard a whisper. "Voice, from vent, he's back. Room 1309 isn't empty anymore." The temperature dropped. His breath fogged. He grabbed his bag and bolted into the hallway. The hallway was darker than before. The lights flickered violently, buzzing like angry insects. At the far end, a door opened. Room 1313. A woman stepped out, pale, her eyes hollow, her nightgown torn, wet at the edges, as if she'd been standing in water. "Woman, you checked in again." Her voice overlapped itself, like two versions of her were speaking at once. "Ethan, stay away from me." Woman, smiling, "I can't. You promised me forever." Ethan stumbled backward, knocking over a lamp that wasn't plugged into anything. Every door in the corridor slowly creaked open. Dark hands, dozens of them, reached out from the rooms, pressing against the walls, the floor, the ceiling, and the whispers grew louder. Stay. The elevator doesn't go down anymore. He's one of us now. Ethan sprinted toward the elevator. He pressed the lobby button again and again. The doors shut, just as something slammed against them from the other side. The elevator groaned and began moving. Ethan stared at the display. 13, 12, 13, 12, 13. It wouldn't go lower. It was stuck in an endless loop. Then the lights flickered out. In the reflection of the elevator doors, Ethan saw movement behind him. A shape, faint at first, then clearer. The woman from room 1313. Smiling. Voice. You never left, Ethan. Ethan, shaking. What do you want from me? Voice. You belong here. He turned around. Nothing. He looked back at the reflection. His own face was gone. Only hers remained. The elevator dropped. A deafening crash. Then total silence. At sunrise, the cleaning staff found the elevator jammed between floors. They pried it open, but it was empty. No isen, no lagi. Only a room, key lying on the floor. Room 1309. The manager called the front desk clerk, but he'd quit that morning, muttering something about hearing voices over the phone lines all night. Maintenance checked the blueprints. According to the hotel records, there was no 13th floor, and yet guests still report it. Sometimes, when the elevator stutters between 12 and 14, they hear a faint ring from an old rotary phone, and a whisper through the vent that says, "He's back on 13. The Holloway Grand still stands today. They removed the 13 button years ago, but the space is still there between floors. So if your hotel elevator ever stops unexpectedly, and the doors open to a hallway that smells of iron and silence, don't step out, because no matter how hard you try to skip it, the 13th floor never forgets who checked in. You can skip the 13th floor, but it never skips you.